the Diamond Select ps4 Spider-Man. I got this as a gift off my friend for Christmas. I don't like the Marvel Legends and the figure art is overpriced and I don't want to buy a bootleg. Here's the box for the figure and it is absolutely huge. Get the logo, Gamerverse, the big window on the front, this little instruction thing. On the back you get a big picture of the figure, some more logos, a QR code. And the bio for this figure is like the longest one I've ever seen ever. I'm not going to be reading it. And here is the figure. Everything is sculpted and painted perfectly. The head sculpt, it could look better. It doesn't seem like any company gets the head sculpt right on the PS4 or the PS5 suit. The back spider looks absolutely incredible. And overall just has some really clean paint. The spider logo, the webs, the lines on the blue, everything is sculpted. He even painted the bottom of the feet. Like, yeah, it looks a bit sloppy, but still, no companies do that. He doesn't have pinless joints, but I do think this figure is a bit old, but they did paint the pinless joints red on the outside and blue on the inside, some things other companies fail to do. Now this is where all the money goes, the accessories on these figures. You get a very decent amount, I can't lie. You get a pair of phone holding hands and of course his phone. You get a pair of wall crawling hands, however it looks like I'm using them as like jazz hands in this picture. You of course get a pair of web thwipping hands. And a pair of punching hands to, you know, punch people. He also has this very nicely painted drone as well. And finally, just this little web thing that goes around enemies to make it look like he webbed them up. For articulation, it's very disappointing to say the least. His head doesn't look up at all. I don't know why. He can look left to right. I keep stuttering. His arms can move up that much. He doesn't have any butterfly joints. Shoulders can also rotate. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and at the wrist he has a hinge and swivel. However, on like the holding hands, the hinge is the other way around. He has a diaphragm joint and a ball joint of the waist, but these only really tilt and turn. They don't really go forwards and backwards that well. For his legs, they can kick up that far and they kick that far back. He can sort of do the splits. You can do them better than most figures, most Marvel Legends. He has a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, a ankle hinge, and an ankle pivot. For comparisons, I only have a couple of figures to show him next to. Here he is next to the favourite one I like to show him next to, the Miles Morales. However, I forgot to mention he's like 8 inches tall and Miles is 6 inches. So you gotta have him in some poses if you want to try and shine some light over that. Here's the Velocity Spider-Man. I've had him in a box for ages and I brought him out just to show him in this review. Here they all are next to each other and overall they're just some really great figures. And here he is next to Movie Shadow. All in all, I'm going to give him an 8.5 just because he's better than all the other PlayStation figures for Spider-Man, and also he's the cheapest too, which is crazy considering he has sculpting work and loads of accessories.